Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about why you are not rich yet. It's such a simple question, but everyone wants to know, why can't I be rich? Why not me? And how can I do it? And today I'm going to be simply just pointing out the reasons why you might not be rich yet. So again, in this video, we're going to explore some of the reasons why you may not have achieved financial success yet. And I'll also provide a few tips to overcome these hurdles. So again, I'm Brian. I am currently a nurse on my way to financial independence. I'm pretty close, I would like to say, outside of my mortgage on my house. I have a lot of assets. So these things that I'm going to go over are some of the things that have been helping me on my money journey. And the first thing is the biggest one because it is not taught in schools. So that is the lack of financial education. For some reason, it is just not in the curriculum of any school system. Like for me, when I was in high school way back in the day, I'm 34 right now. The only way I learned a little bit about the stock market, about bills, about anything like that is that you had to stay after school or like our social studies teacher to go over certain things like this because that teacher was very interested in stock market, personal finance, everything like that, that they actually started a club on their own to help kids, help teenagers kind of get their personal finances in order. But again, one of the biggest reasons is that there is no financial education. There's a full-on lack of financial education. So like I was talking about, if you didn't learn about money management, investing, personal finance in school or from your parents or from anybody, you may find it very difficult to build wealth. But luckily for you guys, you have this channel right here, me. I'm willing to teach everyone financial education, as well as you could find a lot of free information on YouTube. There's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of podcasts they could read and listen to, and you could seek out this knowledge from experts, from people that have done what you want to do so you could get on your journey to financial freedom. Next, we go into debt. So guys, if you are in debt, it could be truly difficult to build wealth. And there are two types of debt. There's good debt and bad debt. That's where a lot of people have a problem with it. Good debt is something that you leveraged money to make you more money. I won't say your primary house, but more along the lines of like a rental property. You probably took out a mortgage, so you borrowed money. That is debt, but it's creating you money. It's making you money. That is good debt. Bad debt, on the other hand, something that depreciates, something like a car, credit cards, personal loans that buy things that don't necessarily generate you more income. Those are bad debts, especially that credit card one. Pretty much anything that is super high interest. Right now, I would say anything above like 7%. And I would also actually lump in certain student loan debts because some degrees out there just aren't worth going to debt for, guys. And the reason for all this is that debts eat away at your income. And if something's eating away at your income, it makes it super challenging to save and invest. So you're gonna have to make a plan to pay off your debts as soon as possible, especially those high interest ones. Look up Dave Ramsey's avalanche method or snowball method, and then I would go with whatever you feel is best for your personality. For me, I personally like to do small things first. So that is the snowball. So you eliminate the smaller debt, the next one, and you go up until the highest debt. Avalanche is from the opposite. You eliminate the highest amount of debt first on your way down to the lowest. And the reason why I go with the snowball method, because it feels good to check off things as you go. It just doesn't take as long. But of course, for the avalanche method, once you get over that big hump of that first debt that you like knocked out, that super huge one, then everything else goes by pretty fast. But to cross off that first debt is definitely the hardest and the longest. So that's why I always go with the snowball method. But again, you have to do this towards your personality. And that ties into my next thought of the lack of discipline. So I struggle with this as well, is that you can make as much money as you want, but if you lack the discipline to live below your means, it's just not going to work out. You're not going to become wealthy. You're not going to become rich. So building wealth requires a lot of discipline. And if you lack it, I'm sorry, but you're going to struggle. If you don't have a budget or if you don't have a plan and you definitely don't stick to it, you're going to struggle on your way to financial freedom, on your way to becoming rich, on your way to becoming wealthy. You might not even get there because of your lack of discipline. So again, make a plan, stick to it, and watch yourself achieve your goal. And then next would become the fear of failure. Everyone fears failure, but you shouldn't. Many people fear failure and they are afraid of taking risks. And in doing so, that limits your ability to build wealth. Investing, starting a business, or asking for a raise, or just like negotiating your salary with your boss, all involve risk. But if you take that risk, they could all lead to a significant gain, and specifically a financial gain. So don't let fear hold you back by any means. Pursue your financial goals, ask for that raise, start investing, maybe start that business or at least a side hustle, and don't be afraid of failing, because failing is a part of life. And then even better, that leads into procrastination. That is the next one that I want to go into, because procrastination can be a major obstacle to building wealth, because you just keep putting off saving, investing, paying off debts. And if you keep putting them off over and over and over again, you're never going to make progress. You're just going to be stuck exactly where you are right now. So again, make a plan and take action as soon as possible. And then going into the next part is the lack of focus, because there is a big lack of focus among a lot of people. If you are not disciplined, like I said before, and then if you are easily distracted, and you lack focus, you are not going to become rich or wealthy. You need to make sure to set clear goals for your finances and prioritize those actions that will keep you on track. And for the most part, this will be the last one, is an unhealthy relationship with money. If you have an unhealthy relationship with money, such as overspending or hoarding, it's going to be really difficult to get to where you want to be with money, with your personal finances. You got to make sure you examine your attitudes and behaviors around money and seek help if necessary. If you're a gambler, if you're an overspender, if you just don't understand how much you're making and how much you're spending and how much you're saving, that is something that you're going to have to start writing down on a piece of paper and trying to figure out from an expert's point of view or from your own point of view. If you don't want to spend that money, you have to get a healthy relationship with money where you know where each and every cent is going. And then I know I said that was the last one, but there are a few that intertwined with all the other things that I was talking about, is that if you have poor financial habits, of course, that ties into the unhealthy relationship with money. That is going to hinder everything. Buying stuff, keeping up with the Joneses, that is not going to help you get to where you want to be. Just because your friend bought like a fancy watch doesn't mean that you need to buy a fancy watch. Just because your friend bought a nice car doesn't mean you need to buy a nice car. Just because they got married doesn't mean that you need to get married. Marriage is expensive. Engagement ring is expensive. A wedding is expensive. You just don't do things to just fit in with whatever other people are doing. That is a money trap. So definitely don't do that. And again, you're going to need to have a plan and a lot of persistence to get to your financial goals. Everything around us, social media, everything is a flex culture. So it's going to make you feel like you're not doing what everyone else is doing. You're not at the same level as everyone else is, but no one is actually showing their losses or what they're actually making. They're just showing the highlight reel that makes everyone look really good. So you have to focus on yourself and your plan, because the only thing that you have control of is what you have control of. So again, if you don't have a plan, you need to make one. You need to make it specific, measurable, achievable, super relevant, and time bound. And in doing so, it will make your financial goals easier to plan for and easier to achieve them. And of course, like I said, you need that discipline, you need that persistence. There's going to be a lot of bumps in the road because a lot of things happen, emergencies. So that's why you have your emergency funds and things that might get in the way, or you might get pushed back a little bit on your journey. But just remember to get right back on the horse and start working towards that goal once again. So again, you got to stay committed to your plan, stay motivated by tracking everything you're doing, celebrate some of the small successes along the way. And even if you get a little bump backwards, try to get right back onto it and go even harder so you could catch up to that plan that you made. So again, thanks guys for watching on this video on why you're not rich yet. Remember, building wealth takes time, takes effort, takes discipline, perseverance, and especially a plan. If you've identified any reasons why you're struggling financially, make a plan to address them and take action. And if you found this video helpful, motivational, anything, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be putting out a lot more videos on personal finance and wealth building. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very soon.